Hello, nerds. We need to have a talk. Right now. Yeah, that's right. I'm making a rant video that isn't about Genshin Impact or Dead by Daylight. Who could have predicted the day this would happen? Let me put it this way. I don't want to talk about this because, quite frankly, this is all really dumb and underneath my interest, and it really should not be happening in the first place, honestly. But here we are. So, I'd like to talk about Palworld. That's right, the hottest new trend in video games right now, which is admittingly probably gonna die in like a couple weeks. That's fine. I have nothing against Palworld personally. It's a fun game. I've enjoyed it. I've at this point decided I'm probably gonna try to beat the game. It won't be as big a recording as I do for other games, but it's still definitely gonna be something I'm gonna be doing. Anywho, we're not here to talk about me doing games. We're here to talk about people who think that it's okay to do things that are not okay. Because we have a fucking culture war. Everything has to be a fucking culture war. Why? It's okay to not like something. Don't be a dick about it. This is a very important lesson people have learned since high school that just seems to have stopped becoming a thing ever since the internet has been invented. It's very frustrating to me that we live in the current year and people still feel that this behavior is okay. Now, before we get to this behavior itself, let's talk about the stuff that seems to have caused this behavior. So, first up, we're gonna start with the most bullshit, because I feel like we should go from the most bullshit to the most reasonable. So, one of the things that is levied against Palworld is AI art. This is bullshit. I have used AI art things in my spare time to see what they would make, and I decided to give that a whirl and have it make original Pokemon, and this is the closest it came up with after like 5 minutes. I guarantee you, AI art has nothing to do with this. So I did a bit of research on this, and there's only 2 reasonable explanations I can think of as to how this started. Well, 3, but somebody just made shit up because they want attention is sadly always a possibility. We need to talk about a different game that Pocket Pair has made. AI Art Imposter. A game that utilizes AI for a party game, which is... well, they tried. They tried. And, well, there's not a whole lot that we can really mention with this. There's nothing wrong with what they wanted to make. It just didn't pan out very well. It is possible for an AI to be used for a decent game. Suck Up is definitely one of them. Unfortunately, we live in a time where everybody is terrified at the possibility that AI is going to take jobs away from people who honestly don't deserve that. And that's a very real thing that we actually have to deal with. Because the game industry is fucking shit. However, that's a completely different game. And to say that all of your games are made by an AI and you made this one game, therefore all of your games are made by AI, is stupid. It's just stupid. It's quite frankly some of the dumbest shit I've heard in a while. Now, the second reason for this could be the fact that the people that are in charge of making this game, at least one of them has said that they are basically an AI bro. Again, this stems from the fact that we live in a time where people want to replace people with AI, and it's a fucking clusterfuck. So I understand why people would want to take steps against that, But that's not what this is. Good lord, that is not what this is. This is so much more complicated than that. This has effort put into it. Why would you even say that? Why would you even say that this is a thing that they do? So, the AI claim is bogus. It's absolutely bogus. Lots of people have gathered around and released the bogus. It's dumb. AI had nothing to do with anything in this game. There are much better ways of explaining it. Which segues us into our next part. So somebody made the claim that some of the models in the game are very clearly just taken from Pokemon games and just had a bit of a palette swap. Well, this is a very serious accusation. And if this is true, then Nintendo would have a case to shut the entire thing down. Oh wait, what? You made that up? Why would you do that? Why would you make that up? Why would you say that? Why would you say any of that? Why would you say... Why would you just... If they're actually doing the thing, why would you need to fabricate evidence, you dumb fuck? Listen. If the people are doing something wrong, then fine, I get that. Eventually, the evidence that they're doing the wrong thing is going to pile up, and people are going to, well, react to that. But the second you start forging evidence is the second you've lost your case. For the love of God, you never lie about this. You never lie about something so important, so serious as plagiarism. You dumb motherfucker! I'm sorry I'm getting really heated over this. This kind of bullshit pisses me off. Plagiarism is a very serious accusation, and such a thing cannot be made lightly. So, because this person decided to talk about this, and they decide to forge evidence, not only do they make themselves look like idiots, any legitimate attempts at pointing out actual plagiarism that this series may or may not be doing won't be taken seriously, because you could just be touching up the models. We don't know. So if the AI claims are bogus and the models were made by a liar, what else is there? Well, I suppose people finally don't like the game because they claim that there isn't an original bone in its body. And you know what? That's perfectly valid. If you have played or have seen other people play Palworld, and you feel that there is not a single original idea in it, that's a perfectly valid criticism. Nothing to do the shit that people have been doing, but it is a perfectly valid criticism. I mean, we don't need to talk about the Pokemon and Arc stuff, right? I mean, that's pretty old hat at this point. The UI and some of the noises are very clearly Breath of the Wild. I mean, that's a temperature gauge. That's a Breath of the Wild temperature gauge. You can't fucking lie to me and say it's not. It's literally just the Breath of the Wild gauge. Some people have even gone so far as to compare it to Grand Theft Auto, which is an interesting claim. I'd actually like to bring some attention to this article. Palworld developers don't know why you think their game is just Pokemon with guns. It's more like Ark Survival Evolved meets Minecraft meets Dragon Quest meets Rust with some GTA in there. Which is, well, first off, two of those games are the same genre, so naturally that makes sense. But Minecraft? Dragon Quest? What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? What, because you punch trees? You don't have to punch trees. You can just find some sticks on the ground. I don't know. Some things don't make a whole lot of sense, but the main point is, people don't care if something is original. If people cared that something was original, Invisigun would have not died in obscurity the way it did, which is a fucking crime. In fact, look up Invisigun. Just do it right now. Go ahead, pause the video, go onto Steam, Look up Invisigun. In fact, let me get the actual name right real quick. Look up Invisigun Reloaded. At full price, it's a measly $5. It's a very unique game that nobody has done. And it's so depressing that actual original games like this die, while shit things that have been done over and over and over again, like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed, gets a free pass. My point is, after this entire rant, is people don't care if your game is original. People will just play whatever they want. So here's the thing. It's okay to not like things. It's okay. But don't make fucking death threats. Don't issue death threats to people because you don't like a video game they made, you fucking asshole. That's not okay. That's not okay. That is just not fucking okay. You do not tell someone to grab the rope because you don't like a video game they made. I don't give a shit what your reason is. You are an awful person if you do this. No exceptions. It boggles the mind that people will get into culture wars to the point that they will tell people to kill themselves over stupid bullshit. I don't care if you're joking. I don't care if you're serious. I don't care how justified you think you are. You are an awful person if you do this. This is not a thing that should be happening. We learned to get along with each other despite not being 100% the same. It is a fucking embarrassment that this is actually happening over a fucking video game. I just don't want to live on this planet anymore. Don't tell people to kill themselves over any fucking reason. I don't give a shit who you are or what you do. You are not talking to Adolf Hitler and thus have no reason to be telling somebody to kill themselves. Don't fucking do it! I suppose I'd like to cap this off with an interview. The people who made the game made a couple of different statements. But honestly, the thing that stood out to me and arguably explained a bit of this was that we don't really have a vision. I'm gonna get the quote wrong here. We don't have a vision, we don't have ambition. We just want to make a game that's fun. We just want to make a game that people find fun. And you know what? That's all I want. This industry is filled with so many companies that just have to get whatever dollar they can off of you with whatever scam they can think of. Gacha games, DLC that doesn't do anything, microtransactions within your $60, $70 game, any little trick, and any justification they can think of, no matter how false it is. I really do not give a shit what you say. You do not need microtransactions on top of battle passes, on top of gacha mechanics, on top of your $70 game. It's... Did you know that Ubisoft put something in the fucking game to be an ad for a different game? Yeah. This is a thing that happened. They say it was an accident. I don't fucking believe them. Having so many different groups basically exploit their own people, some to the point that they genuinely commit suicide, it's disgusting. Hearing a small group of people make a game that's, let's be fucking honest here, is just better than anything Game Freak has put out. Make a good game, and they just want to make games that people have fun with. It is so goddamn refreshing to hear that. And some people say that the interview is fake. If it is, well, I suppose I wouldn't be surprised. But based on what I've seen in the game, yeah, they don't really have much of an ambition. Innovation doesn't seem to be their go-to. I mean, fuck, Palworld isn't the first time that they've basically ripped something off. You ever heard of Craftopia? Yeah, it's basically the same thing. There's also Nevergrave, which looks like a little too similar to a certain game that stars a bug that I'm really comfortable with. But as they said, it seems they just want to make games that people find fun. And that's okay. Palworld doesn't deserve the bullshit that it's getting. Not by a long shot. And while it's true that they have sold literally millions upon millions of copies, it's also true that no matter what reason, it's not okay to tell someone to kill themselves. I know for most people, I don't have to say this. But sadly, the vocal minority tends to be very loud, and I have some very sensitive hearing. This has been Technature. Now, can we please start talking about something a bit more lighthearted, like how Genshin cutscenes refuse to stop wasting my fucking time?